समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Last time we had done half of verse 14, so we need to finish that, and I'll read it again so that just to refresh. Santushta satatam yogi yatatma drida nishchayah mayyarpita manor buddhi madbhakta sa me priyah. Ever content, steady in meditation, self-controlled, possessed of firm conviction, with mind and intellect dedicated to me, he, my devotee, is dear to me. Okay. Now, before this, we had done all that Adveshto, Sarvabhutanam, Maitra, Karuna, Nirmamo, Nirahankar, Sama, Sukha, Dukkha, and Kshami. All those were values that a seeker needs to follow in his life to purify his own mind and to make it meditation worthy. To make it meditation worthy. So it is here now these others. Ever content. Okay, now ever content को आप सोचो कि see ever content will be it's a temperament. It's not that you are trying to be content or you're forcing yourself to be content. That is not it. You have to, through logic, understand what is of utility to you, what is not of utility to you, and you drop all that which is not required. So, ever content, huh? Now, we had done this, that santushti, that person is very rich who is content. A person who does not want will not whip himself to run after things. He doesn't want it. Only if you require, only if you need something, you feel the want in your mind, will your body run for it. So that is ever content. So you, by not running around, you save a lot of the utility of being santushta is that you save yourself a lot of mental and physical energy which you can use for your meditation. Okay. Now then look at what is the rest. Satatam yogi. That means always trying to achieve yoga. Not once a week, as I said, not just one day in a month, no such thing. Or once a while when you go to the temple. No. Satatam is the word. Satatam means constantly, all the time. And then he says, steady yatatma drida nishchaya. Now, yatatma is self-controlled. 1 minute. So self-controlled means senses not running in all kinds of directions to seek what I want to see, what I want to eat, what I want to hear, what I want to wear. All these things make you run about, isn't it? Gurudev used to say that every fool spends his whole life arranging different combinations of food, women, and dress. That is all he does. This dress is out of fashion, I should wear this. That dress is out of fashion, I should wear this. This is a new restaurant open, let me go and eat there. Let me have coffee in a new cafeteria that has come up. This is all. And how much of time you spend on that? So here he says that self-controlled is yatatma drida nishchaya. Now drida nishchaya means that with firm conviction about your goal in life. Imagine that you are traveling and you've been traveling for years and you do not know where you're going. Think about it. Most of us live like that, isn't it? No goal in mind, living from day to day, just eating, sleeping, looking after your body, eating, sleeping, looking after your body, with all the biological needs of the body. That is all, and that is the level at which most of the people live. But if you want to rise up in life, then there has to be a drida nishchaya. Drida nishchaya means firm conviction, firm conviction that this is what I want to do and I will do it. Okay, then Mayarpita Manor Buddhi. Mayarpita Mano Buddhi means how can you surrender your man and buddhi? Man is mind and buddhi intellect. So both the things that rule your body, you have to surrender to the Lord. How do you surrender? Surrender. The surrender is that it you can only surrender it when it is not running about running after other things in life. Only then you can surrender. So देखो यहाँ पे one after the other, the way he gives, the way the lines run on to each other, it is beautiful. And संतुष्ट का भी दृढ़ निश्चय होना चाहिए. It should be absolutely firm in your goal of life. And you must have a goal. Every day you must have a goal, not just, you must think, how am I going to utilize my life today and what am I going to get, what should I achieve in life? Not just okay, बैठे हैं तो बैठे हैं, सोए तो सो रहे हैं, खा पी रहे हैं तो खा पी. अरे किसी ने कह दिया इधर चलो तो उधर चल दिए. Somebody said, oh, have you seen this, come with me, उधर चल दिए. And the worst thing that I hate is when somebody rings up and says, so what are you doing today? That is very dangerous. The moment you say that nothing much, they will have a plan in their head which they will tell you to join. Why don't you come here? Let's go here, let's go there, let's do this, let's do that. And you go along without even thinking that how much energy you are going to spend. Are you getting anything out of what you're going to do? Or you want to use that very time for something bigger, for something higher, something greater, or in the service of mankind. But no, mindlessly, like animals are driven from this side to that side, you also go. So that you should not do. And santushta means also that you are not dependent on the world of objects for your happiness. That man is santushta. He is not wanting anything. He doesn't desire anything to complete himself. See, if the cup is full, if the cup is brimful full, then would you ask more to be poured into the cup? Tell me. Who, any fool, will say, no, I don't want any more, isn't it? When the cup is full. So that is what contentment is about. That is what fullness is about. That I don't need it. Please don't give me. Right? So here, uh, now then, acha, also, then this non-dual truth. A lot of Westerners, especially, or those who are not exposed to the of philosophy in our religion, generally say your religion is individualistic. Your religion is only for yourself. What about serving society? Look at all this. And we also go along saying, yes, it is only for self development, it is only for self perfection. What about all these values? Look at all these values. What do they do? These values are ethical rules, and they are so beautifully laid down for you. Such an individual is the only one who will seek his unfoldment. And when he seeks his unfoldment, he loves all as himself. When he loves all as himself, then he will not only love his neighbor, he will love everybody like himself. He will not hate anybody. How can your left arm hate your right arm? कि चलो इसको काट देते हैं. Does anybody think like that? No. You are as much in your left arm as you are in your right arm. So similarly, that thing comes in your mind that my Lord, whom I love, whom I have surrendered to, is in everybody, only he is wearing a mask. He is wearing a mask. So whenever anyone is fighting with you or insulting you or something, you look through that mask at that great Lord who is behaving the way he is behaving, because the equipment, he is giving that equipment the power only to behave the way he is behaving. So like that, so you are developing not only yourself, but you are developing the highest moral standards for which you will become fit to serve the world. Okay, now then, see, where are these rules? From where have we got these rules? We have got these from the behavior of godmen who have achieved great grand heights by following these rules. So they are laid out in our Shastras, they are laid out in our Upanishads. So many, there is so much of depth of detail given in our Shastras about Dan, about service, about how you should behave with others, how you should serve the entire mankind. So many rules which people don't know. And therefore they say, oh, Hinduism is just an individualist expression of self development. It is self development, sure it is. But by that, through that self development, you learn to love all humanity. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which is so flouted these days, Mr. Modi has popularized it, means what? That the whole world is your family. It is one family, not just your neighbor. Again, I repeat, not just one individual or one family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That means the entire world is just one family, and treat it like one family. In no other religion do you have a phrase like that. Okay, so that, so then equipoise and mental balance. So where is it? Yatatma Dhrida Nishchay, Yatatma. Huh? So when a person is equipoised, he has all the beautiful qualities that this stanza gives. Hmm? And with everybody, you develop a relationship of my flesh, my blood, like a father and son. A son may be anything, but the father always forgives the son, always loves the son, and always does things for the benefit of the son, that tomorrow he may not get into trouble. Isn't that so? Similarly, when you developed a flesh and blood relationship with the whole world as your family, as your brethren, whom do you think you will trouble or hate or be bad to? But along with this, as I have said yesterday, that loosen your grip on the world from inside, grip the world from outside, achieve all kinds of things, have aims of achievement, of progress, of even materialism, but from inside you should let go. So if you loosen your grip on the world loosens its grip on you. As much as you loosen your grip, the world will not be able to hold you. The world grips you because you are embracing it tightly. So here he says, okay, Now, the last one is Mayar Pitamano Buddhi. So that is ever centered in me. You live on joyously with firm resolve. Such a man who is contented and with these kind of values will be joyous because nothing has the power. He is not attached to anything. He doesn't desire anything. So the other things lose their control over him. They have no power to disturb him. And then such a mind, you surrender to the Lord. That person is a perfect devoted yogi and he is dear to the Lord. Okay. Now, next verse 15. यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः हर्षामर्षभयोर्द्वेग मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः. He by whom the world is not agitated. देखो बहुत बड़ी बात है, हाँ, प्लीज केयरफुली. He by whom the world is not agitated and who cannot be agitated by the world, who is free from joy, envy, fear, and anxiety, he is dear to me. Interesting, very interesting. देखिए, he by whom the world is not agitated. That means you do not do any such thing which will hurt other people, which will make them upset, which will make them hugely upset. You don't do those things. A man who does not do that, that the world is not agitated by him. And see, now this don't interpret it as what about fight? What about a war? Arjun is fighting a war. So he is not only agitating, but he is killing. What about that? See, the Gita, right from the beginning, please read the Gita with reference to the first few chapters. And those chapters are that either you kill them or they will kill you. So if anything comes to destroy you, the Lord's clear dictum is destroy that thing. वो खुद भी कहते हैं ना that I have taken birth to destroy the demons in this world, to destroy the rakshasas in this world. He himself has done that. So what about you? So if that person is at war with you, you have to be at war with the other person. But when someone has done nothing to you and you are agitating that person or poking that person, that is not allowed. That is unfair. You are not supposed to do that. A true Hindu will not be an aggressor. Let me put it this way. A true Hindu will not be an invader, an aggressor. He will not start the war. So, India has a great history of negotiations, peace. India is not a country that attacks other country and other countries. In the previous history of India, see, where has India gone out to attack, say, France or Portugal or Germany or Japan or Australia? Have we ever gone and attacked them? Never. Because here it says that the world is not agitated by that person. He is dear to me, the Lord says. And who cannot be agitated by the world? Okay. Now then, if somebody is at war with you, won't you get agitated? You will say, of course I will. So, the whole crux of the matter is without getting agitated, fight. Huh. Without getting agitated, you fight. Again and again in the Gita, this comes that you fight without fever, without feverishness in your mind, without anger, without temper. You fight for what is right. You fight against what you think is wrong and you fight for what is right. but without getting agitated, without working up your mind. And consider that is also good for your health, isn't it? Uh, when you work yourself up, what happens? There are all kind of adrenalines and acids released into your body which harm your internal organs. Isn't that so? So the Gita advises that yuddhasva vigata jvara, that fight without the feverishness of the fight. Vigata jvara, jvara is bukhar, fever. So without getting agitated, without getting excited, fight your battles calmly with a cool mind, and you will have much more energy to fight, believe me. Even in the martial arts in China and Japan, the teacher always teaches the student, keep your mind calm, no temper, keep your mind absolutely calm. Because if you do that, then a whole surge of energy comes into your body. But if your mind is worked up and agitated, then you have lost the game. So the Gita's advice is very psychologically true. So here, and who cannot be agitated by the world, who is free from joy, envy, fear and anxiety. देखो ये जो चारों है ना, चार हैं, 1 2 3 4, हाँ, joy, envy, fear and anxiety. All these four are grouped together in one phrase because they are connected. They are all connected. देखो, हर्ष, अमर्ष, हाँ, भयो, उद्वेग. You should be mukta from there. You should be free of them, free from false hopes, free from false expectations. If you expect happiness from something or some human being or some situation in which it is not there, who is the fool? Tell me. We are the fools who are wanting something from where it does not exist. Okay. So a true devotee is one who has nothing to fear from anybody, because fear only arises with desire or possession. He neither holds anything tightly nor he desires anything. So then how can he be afraid of what? Now, but he is not a Dumbo. He's a very courageous hero. He is a courageous hero because someone who is not afraid, how can you frighten him? He is very, very brave and courageous. Christ. Look at Christ. The entire strength of the huge and powerful Roman Empire failed to make him change his values. They could not let him change his values. He did not. And what? He was just a poor shepherd boy. And the Roman Empire was very mighty. They, with all their strength, they could destroy his body, but they could not make him change his values. Think about it. What a courageous hero he must have been. So, he did not compromise with his principles and he continued to. Now, see, if you, a very beautiful thing Swami Subodhanand said, that if you are convinced of his protection, if you are convinced of his shelter, अगर आप उसकी शरण में खड़े हैं, उसकी छाया में खड़े हैं, हाँ, एंड देन यू से कि मुझे धूप लग रही है, कैसे लग सकती है? इसका मतलब आप उसकी शरण में गए ही नहीं. अगर आपको धूप सता रही है, तो आप उसकी शरण में गए ही नहीं. ये मैया अर्पित मनोर बुद्धि आपने करी ही नहीं है. Think about it. So don't just blabber and say that मैं तो आपकी शरण में हूँ, पर आप हैं नहीं उसकी शरण में. I read a very interesting thing. There was a Christian priest, but he was very, very unhappy and very sad about something or the other. So one day, his wife came down dressed in all black. You know, Christians wear black when they are mourning. So he asked, "Oh, you've come down dressed in black? What is the matter? Who's dead?" So she said, "You know, your God is dead. And that is why you are sad and unhappy, because you do not believe that He is there to protect you. You do not believe that He is there as your savior. You do not believe that He is your only protector. So He must be dead, isn't it? And that is why I am mourning His death." The Christian priest came to his senses that yes, that is where I have gone wrong. I have gone wrong thinking that God does not exist. तो ये मय्यार्पित मनोर बुद्धि तब आती है जब when you are absolutely दृढ़ निश्चय आपको है that he is my protector, I am standing with his power and he will protect me. Such a man is devoted, such a man is the Lord. Such a me priya, yah such a me priya, such a man, he is dear to me, the Lord says. अच्छा, अभी इसमें क्या है? हर्षामर्ष भयोर हर्षामर्ष भयोद्वेग उद्वेग. नाउ देखो क्या क्या है? हर्ष, अमर्ष, भय और उद्वेग. ये क्या क्या है इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेशन? जॉय, envy, fear and anxiety. See, when you are liberated from these are all interconnected. If you are liberated from one, you are liberated from all. सोचना धीरे धीरे. Let's discuss this. देखो, once Lakshmi ji made an experiment. And she said that, okay, a rich man, let me make him richer. So she first gave him 2 lakhs, then she gave him 10 lakhs, then she gave him so many crores, then she gave him multi millions, then she gave him this, that, and the other, whatever. She made him the richest man on earth. Okay? So, joy, he was very happy, very joyous. ठीक है? उसके बाद क्या हुआ? Then after joy comes jealousy, envy. Envy क्या? कि मुझसे ऊंचा तो कोई नहीं है. हाँ, चारों तरफ देखो. He may not be having more money than you, but that man may be happy. So you are envious of him, isn't it? So money does not satisfy you. If you think that the more I have, the more satisfied I will be, that's not true. So joy तो आएगा, फिर joy के साथ envy आएगी. Envy, oh, so and so has this, I don't have it. And what? Something money cannot buy. You may be unhealthy, he may be healthy. So you are envious of him, envious of him, envious of his health, envious of his joy. Okay, envious of his happiness. After that comes fear. Only he is afraid of losing something if he has it. जिसके पास है ही नहीं उसको क्या fear है? If you have nothing in your house which is expensive, are you afraid of thieves? No. Are you afraid of relatives that they will come and ask for it? No. And anxiety. Anxiety. I want to hide it from the tax people. I want to hide it from my relatives who might ask, from the needy people. Huh? I have to hide it from income tax. I have to hide it from a raid. You know, there might be a raid on me, income tax raid on me. So, all those anxieties, fear of losing it, anxiety of people attacking it, all these are connected with joy. So Lakshmi ji, when she made this experiment, she saw to it that this man, he will never be happy. He cannot be happy. Huh? सो देखो ऐसा है कि इफ यू आर फ्लोटिंग, एक वो तिनका तिनका जानते हैं ना आप, छोटी सी लिटिल पीस ऑफ ग्रास which is on the waves of the sea. What is happening to it? The sea waves are dancing up and down, so that reed will also dance up and down. That little blade of grass will also dance up and down. It can never, never be still because the base is a jumping wave. It is riding a jumping wave. A lighthouse, Gurudev gives the example of a lighthouse. He says that a lighthouse, when it is stationed on a rock, the foundation of a lighthouse in the sea is on a rock. Now, the rock is so sturdy that no matter how many waves dash against the lighthouse stands firm as a rock. Not only himself, but he is throwing light for so many other travelers coming towards the shore and guiding their way to the shore. So, himself steady, only that person can help other people. If you are yourself not steady, that means if you have no peace, if you have no happiness, how can you help anybody? You can't help anybody at all. So, you should not be attached to superficial conditions, says Gurudev, of matter and its playful magic. His words are amazing. Gurudev's words are amazing. Playful magic. Magic is what? Which seems to be but which is not there. है ना? हाँ. तो आपके agitations क्यों हो रहे हैं? You are agitated about something which does not really exist. It is there in your waking state. It is not there in your dream state. It is not there in your sleeping state. Under chloroform, where is the world? So, what is true? Is the world true? Or is your other state true? Neither is true. Okay. Now, when you are free from joy, you will be free from all these other three: envy, fear, and anxiety. So, when you cross over all these weaknesses, as Gurudev calls them, he calls them weaknesses. When all these weaknesses are through, your mind gains the strength to surrender to the Lord, believing in His munificence, believing in His protection, believing in His capacity to grant you whatever you wish. Come to the 16th verse. अनपेक्ष शुचि दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारंभ परित्यागी यो मद्भक्त स मे प्रियः. Okay, now this anapeksha shuchi daksha, I'll read the translation. He who is free from wants or expectations, pure, expert, unconcerned, untroubled, renouncing all undertakings or commencements, he who is thus devoted to me is dear to me. Now, okay, then people say, oh ho, इस तरह का इंसान, इस तरह का इंसान तो must be a dead person. He has to be a dead person. No emotions, no feelings, no desires, no responses. And who is sarvarambha parityagi, who does not start any action. Aha. So when anybody reads this, he says, I don't want to follow the Geeta. ये भी कोई चीज है करने की. If I become like this, I become like a dead stone near the Ganges. है ना? हाँ, बिल्कुल वहां पे. पर देखो, the thing is, what is the Gita teaching throughout? Go to the previous chapters. all along in the third chapter, second chapter, fourth chapter of the Gita, the Lord is asking Arjun, get up and act. Get up and act. Isn't he saying that? He's saying, how dare you run away from battle? That is your duty. Get up and fight. Pick up your bow and arrow and fight. यही कह रहे हैं ना उसको. तो अब ये कैसे कह रहे हैं all this? प्लीज देखो ध्यान से. अनपेक्ष शुचि दक्ष उदासीन गतव्यथ. These are mental conditions. He is not asking your body not to act. Even the second line, Sarvarambha Parityagi, is a mental condition. Understand the verse correctly. Misinterpretation of this kind of verse by scholars, by Westerners, by people believing in other philosophies, or even our own Pandit class has resulted in a complete negation of what the Lord is trying to tell you. The Lord has always said, fight on, get up and fight. What kind of a man are you? Running away from battle. People will laugh at you. It is your duty to get up and fight. Isn't that what he has said all along? So phir, please try to think. All these are mental conditions of the man who is in battle. Arjun. This is addressed to Arjun, don't forget. And Arjun, the advice of the Lord to Arjun is get up and fight. So how does this fit in? सोच के देखो. Who is free from wants? The moment you have a great desire कि नहीं मुझे ये तो मुझे चाहिए, you become nervous कि नहीं मिला तो क्या होगा? Supposing I don't get this, what will happen to me? That builds up what in your mind? Nervousness. Nervousness is shakiness. And that shakiness will never firm your hand to pick up the sword and fight. It will never firm your body and mind to get up and do anything. So here he says, he who is free from wants, pure, purity, shuchi. देखिए, free from wants means free from dependence. When you want something, you are dependent for your happiness on that thing. मैंने हमेशा आपको कहा है, mentally drop it. Mentally drop it, not physically. So once you have mentally dropped it, you become anapeksha. Anapeksha means free from hopes and expectations to get joy from that which holds no joy. You are only doing your duty. ठीक है ना? Don't expect anything. Don't expect people to behave in a certain way that you want them to behave. Because if you do that, you cannot enter any relationship. If you constantly complain about the behavior of other people, those people will never change because they have their own mind. They have their own values. They have their own set of thinking. They have grown up like that. And they will not change for you. So you have a false expectation. And disappointment comes to those who have expectation. Don't expect them to change. You do your bit. You do your bit knowing that this person is like this, this person will behave like this. So expecting that behavior, you act on, and act on intelligently, tactfully. You have to handle that person's behavior. Mark my words. You have to handle his temperament. Okay? So, agreeing with him, going along with him, slowly, lovingly, nicely, tactfully, you have to get your way. So, he says, free from dependence, whether that person will agree with you or not, वो सबसे पहले छोड़ देना अपने दिमाग में से. Do all that I'm asking you, but leave that dependence from your mind. And have a joy, have a joy in your mind continuously. And that joy comes from the deep belief that he is what I am. He is me in another form. Okay. Now then, who is pure? Hinduism does not forgive filth. I don't know how and why slowly, slowly, this whole country has become a garbage can. If you go to Hinduism, you go to the depth of any religion, they first tell you to cleanse yourself. Whether you are going for namaz or you're going to a church and you're going to a Buddhist temple, you're going to a Gurudwara, you have always to first bathe yourself or cleanse yourself, mind and body, before you enter, isn't it? You are going to a holy place, a sacred place. Okay. Not only that, Hinduism believes, in fact, they are fanatic about, I take it like this, they are fanatic about personal cleanliness and they don't mind throwing garbage on the street, which is the most horrible thing to do. A Hindu will be personally very clean. No matter how cold it is, no matter if he's sitting in Siberia, he will have a bath every day. Most Hindus will have a bath every day, no matter how cold it is. It is not our culture not to bathe for months because I have not, there's no sweat, there's no filth, there's no dust, so I shouldn't bathe. No, no. A Hindu will bathe. Okay. Even personal hygiene, see their kitchen, see their utensils, spot clean, spot clean. Okay. Not only that, but even otherwise, the clothes, external purity, clothes may not be dirty, but he will still wash them. So, this kind of personal cleanliness, Hindu is great at. Also, hygiene of eating. Everybody's plate is separate. And even if somebody else has touched that plate, the Hindu believes ki jhooti ho gayi. Now, there is no translation for the word jhoota ho gaya in English. So I have to use that phrase. A Hindu thinks that if someone else has touched his food or touched his plate, it becomes uh, unhygienic. Let me translate it like that, that he will not have food from there. Now, unhygienic how? That man's hand might be dirty, or Hindu goes to a subtler level than that, that his mind may be dirty. He may have dirty thoughts. The person who cooks must be clean and his mental makeup must be clean. He must pray before he starts cooking. He must offer that food to the Lord before the food is given on the table. All that is part of personal food hygiene that a Hindu follows. If someone has taken even one sip from a glass, a Hindu will not have it. Many Hindus are particular about who holds the water and brings it to him. मैं इसके हाथ का पानी नहीं पीऊंगा. Why? Not because his hand is dirty, or supposing he's holding a glass, the dirt has not gone into the water, isn't it? But the subtlety of a Hindu mind understands that the man who is bringing the water to him, if he has bad feelings towards you, the molecules in the water change. Now, there's a recent research on this, that water molecules change every time someone else touches the utensil in which the water utensil. Think about it. यहाँ तो कब से है ये, हम उसके घर का पानी नहीं पिएंगे, हम उसके हाथ से पानी नहीं लेंगे. I will not drink the water served to me by such and such a man. Why? The mental vibes that go into the water, the mental emotional feelings that are transmitted into that water. That is why. Huh? So ये देखिए, purity is of a totally is another level in Hinduism. And but a whole lot of Hindus do not even know about it. They do not practice it. Erstwhile, it was practiced, definitely. I remember in my parents' home, in my grandparents' home, this kind of purity was continuously practiced. So, this is there. So, mental purity and physical purity are related. You can know the condition of the mind of a man whose home is filthy, whose desk is upside down, or who leaves his room untidy. His mental makeup is also untidy. A person who is very systematic in the way the things are kept in the house, not a cluttered house, a spacious place, that person's mind is also spacious, uncluttered, clean, neat. Okay. Now then come to Daksha. Daksha is expert. The person has to be expert. Expert means skilled and enthusiastic in his work. There is not wastage of energy in him. He does not waste his time, effort, or money on useless things. But he's ever ready to work for social causes. He's ever ready for his own work. That is Daksha. Udasin. Now, Udasin, understand please, Udasin. Udasin over here means that he is unconcerned by those things which have got no meaning in his life. Not everything. See, the media gives you the troubles of the world. The media throws at you tragedies and bad happenings from Allah around the world, crimes from around the world, and they are so graphic in their pictures. A man being murdered on the television, the blood is spilling in your drawing room, isn't it? So, the people watching that murder, aren't you watching it? So, how agitated do you become? So, the filth of the world should not come into your mind. Gurudev used to quote a line from Caesar that leave unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. This is a line from Julius Caesar, the play by Shakespeare, that leave unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. That means that that thing about which you can do nothing and which is about other people, other countries, other regions over which you have no control, why are you filling your mind with that? Why are you all the time filling garbage into your mind? Because that will not allow you to become a real bhakta. That will hamper your thinking. Newspapers, TV, media. hmm? So you uh, see whatever you can leave which doesn't concern you, create your own sphere. Guard your mind from pollution. This is mental pollution, mind pollution. You talk of atmospheric pollution all the time. What about mental pollution? So, this is all mental pollution, and the problems of the world are not for you, and you should not have them. Okay, I leave it here. I think this verse requires more explanation, so we will do it next time. ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम।